Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the planet right now. I have a quick message that I wanted to drop in and share with you. Waiting for a couple people to join. Hello, you guys. So good to be with you this morning. Hi, Matt, Olivia. Hello. Hi, Phil. Poor repeat. Hi, Bridget. Elizabeth, Sherry. Hello, you guys. I have a quick message before I go into my yoga class. Hi, Lori. Okay. Hi, Miley. Hi, Chad. Okay, here's what was coming through. Maybe this will resonate, maybe it won't, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But here it is. Two things. One, we cannot be reminded of this enough. And it came through last night when I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, came through this morning when I was just sitting in the meadow. And this is what it is. And I say this all the time, but it is so important that we remember this. There are 7.5 billion people on the planet. I don't know how many people are in the state of awakening where they are consciously shifting into higher states of awareness. They are aware of what's happening on the planet. They are really going inward. They're practicing new ways of being. They're aware of what's the shifts that are occurring on the planet, right? That's probably 0.001% of the population, right? So it's a very small percentage of you and I that are on the front lines of what I call the battlefield, right? I call this entire planetary experience, the human journey, the battlefield, right? And you and I are on the front lines of it, which means that you and I'm going to move this really fast, that you and I chose to incarnate, whether you remember this or not. You chose to incarnate specifically at this time so that you could be on the front lines. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you are healthy or not healthy. I don't care if you make money or don't make money. I don't care what kind of job you have, if you have children, if you don't have children. I don't care where you live on the planet. None of that matters. That's all little extra sprinkles on the cupcake. Your soul, your essence, your spirit, your consciousness chose this lifetime right here, right now, to be on the front lines, to go first into this new way of being, the new human, right? New states of consciousness, new ways of being, becoming more energetic instead of dense and physical, right? Learning that you are breaking free from the programs, from the mind control, from the patriarchal system of this masculine energy, right? There's so many things that we are becoming, but we're doing it in what feels like an alone state. We're alone doing it. That's what it feels like, because there's such a small percentage of us that are going first. And the really beautiful piece about all of this is that we're all doing it in our unique ways. You are on the front lines, whether you believe yourself to be or not, whether you think you're making an impact or not. That's just trauma. That's just the ego, right? This person's coming. Oh my fucking God. You guys know how this is to me when dude, I wish I could show you how close. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. They're not parking. If they're parking, I'm literally going to move. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, you guys. You know how I am about the parking at my yoga studio. Okay, where was I? what's so interesting is that we have this way of, we can have this way of judging people, right? Like, you're not doing it the right way. You should be doing it this way. You do it from a more aggressive way. You're only talking about food. You're only talking about, like, we can judge when you're in this kind of like awakened state, or the awakening state, or the evolutionary state of awareness, right? There tends to be this judgment of like, you shouldn't do it this way. You should do it this way. These people are false light. These people are that, this and that. This is demonic. This is that. It's like, dude, you fucking forgot that we are all on the front lines, literally sweating together. We are getting dirty together. We are getting scars together. We are falling down and getting back up together, side by side, whether I like what you're saying or not, whether I agree with what you're saying or not, right? This awareness, this deeper cellular memory and awareness that you came here to stand side by side with me and with everybody else that is leading humanity into these new ways of being on the planet. These new ways are not new, right? They're the natural state of beingness. And what's so unique about this time right now is that we're actually physically, which means energetically, physically shifting into, we are being pummeled, forced into, on a collective level, on a large scale level, new ways of being, new systems, right? We're starting to recognize that the educational system, it might be really fucked up. Oh, you know, our financial systems might be really corrupt. Our medical systems really messed up, right? But we're seeing it on a collective level, which means more and more humans are starting to wake up out of what they're in. These humans that are doing that are on the front lines. They're the ones that are pulling humanity through the shadow, which is you. And what we do as humans is we beat ourselves up. I'm not doing it. I don't know what I'm here to do. It's too late for me. I'm not making an impact the way ... is making an impact. I should be doing it the way ... is. I should have hundreds of thousands of followers or millions of followers, you know, and no, what my friend and I were saying last night, it was like, no, we need to have millions of people that just have 100 followers, right? We need to have millions of people that have 10 followers. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are leading humanity through your unique expression, through what you're practicing, through what you are remembering, through how you are being, right? Instead of saying, I still need to learn more before I can speak my truth. I still need to, you know, I'm not good enough. All these people are doing it better than me. I still have trauma to heal. Whatever it is that's in your head, the excuses that you continue to make, right? We've got to, we have to realize that we don't have time for that anymore. We really don't. Just be who you are practicing being all day long. Be that with people. Speak. Every moment that you have is a gift that you're giving yourself in order to shift humanity. Every experience, every opportunity that you have is an opportunity for you to practice surrendering deeper into who you are, your unique expression. Imagine the front lines, okay? Let's just say there's 2 million humans on the front lines of this huge battlefield. You think we're all going to look the same? We're all going to battle in the same way? That we wouldn't be able to defeat, right, what we're fighting against. And what we're fighting against are these energies and these systems that are in these frequencies that have kept us in a prisoned, controlled state, that have kept us from the remembrance of who we actually are in the essence of ourselves, right? So if you think about, if we all have to have these unique expressions, we all have to do it in our own unique way. And we all are needed. And it's not easy. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about this, except that it's designed to be very easy once you settle into the chaos of it. The more that you can settle into the chaos and stop resisting the chaos, stop restricting yourself. Think about resistance, right? How often throughout your day are you resisting what is? You're trying to change it, right? You're trying to be in a disciplined state. Think about discipline for a moment. Discipline is a restrictive state. I'm not saying discipline doesn't work. And I'm not saying that there isn't a place for discipline. What I'm saying is that when you are disciplined, you're not in a flow state. You're trying to be something. You're trying to force yourself into something. You're trying to control. It totally makes sense. Part of the human experience. You will stop being in discipline when you start being in flow more. Discipline doesn't exist in a flow state. It doesn't make any sense. Resisting something doesn't make any sense in a flow state. And all of you, you're being called to move deeper and deeper into a state of flow so that you can find your truest expression, so that you can be of the highest impact on the planet, which means that you accept all of what is. You accept your shadow. You accept your shitty moods. You accept the moments when you explode on someone. You accept the moments where you feel like shit and you're in a pause state and you don't feel like you're making a difference in the world, right? You accept these things. Discipline meaning that you are forcing yourself into doing something that may not feel like what you want to do. I understand why discipline is important, okay? And I understand that it's a practice. But if you are moving into a deeper state of flow, you won't force yourself to do anything for a certain amount of days. Doesn't make sense. You're going to do what feels like what you want to do in the moment that you're doing it. Right? And you're going to realize that no matter what you are experiencing in that moment, that experience is teaching you how to allow whatever is to just be. That there isn't a need or necessity to control anything. That everything is being served to you for your highest good. And if you're in that state of awareness, there won't be a restriction or a need to discipline. It will be like, oh, this is what's next. Oh, this is what's next. I'm not saying that this is something that a lot of humans are ready for or should be or should not be doing. I think there is a place for discipline, okay? But what I'm saying is that eventually the human will step out of discipline and will trust so deeply in the now that they won't be afraid of what is just occurring in the now. They'll just allow the now to present itself. And then the next now present itself. And then the next now. Right? There's a deeper sense of trust in what is arising. And when you do that, you will start feeling really uncomfortable. And the more that we can allow ourselves to feel uncomfortable, the more free we become. Right? If you imagine that you're standing on the battlefield and you're about to go into battle, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're not necessarily going to be like, oh my God, this is the best place to be. I fucking love being on the front lines of the battlefield. Like, this feels so good. No, you're going to be like, holy shit, am I going to survive? Like, what is this? Do I know how to do this? You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to look around and be like, is anybody else going through this? Is anybody else feeling this? Like, I need new tools. I need new ways of being this. And it's the best way to go through the battlefield on the front lines is right here, right now with what you're feeling. That's your superpower. The superpower that you have is to simply feel what you're feeling without running from it or changing it or redirecting it. That is the superpower of the human, feeling. Feeling without dissecting, feeling without fixing, just allowing what is coming up to come up. That's it. And then on to the next, and then on to the next, which means that there's no attachment to it. And when you start doing that more and more and more, you will be more uncomfortable. You will be. You will want to control. You will want to change. And then you watch that. You watch how you want to change. And you watch if you change it. You watch how you want to fix it. And maybe you fix it. But you're constantly in a state of awareness. And the more that you can bring yourself back to the remembrance that you're on the planet for a very specific reason. You're on the planet for a very specific reason. You chose to be in the human body that you're in for this time right here, right now, as the entire planetary body and the entire human collective shifts into new frequencies, embodies and integrates, grounds in, stands in new frequencies, new ways of being. That is the number one reason why you incarnated. Everything else is extra, little sprinkles on the cupcakes. All the other things that you are experiencing along the way is extra. And that is in your cells. And the more that you can sink into that, remember that, sit in that, be in that, perhaps you will lighten up a little bit more on yourself. You will take the pressure off of yourself. Maybe you'll put more pressure on yourself. But you're already on the front lines. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go except inward, and keep your eyes open and your heart open. Everything is in here with you. Everything. Don't be afraid of what you're feeling. Don't be afraid of that shadow, of that dark, of that uncomfortable. Don't resist it. Don't. Practice not resisting. Practice watching or observing what simply is just arising. There's no should or shouldn't. Well, I should be in a more aligned state. Fuck that. You're in whatever state you're in. Next. I should be more positive. Fuck that. You're whatever you are. If you're negative right now, you're negative right now. Stay in that state of observer, and you'll notice that this is a shit show roller coaster, and you're going to go like this as you practice this. You're not flatlining. There's no flatlining on this evolution. It's a mother-freaking roller coaster ride if you're truly starting to embody, stay present, be the observer, and watch everything arise. This idea that you're going to be calm, cool, collected, that you're going to be positive, high vibe, that you're going to not feel uncomfortable, that's all absolute, utter bullshit. This is a massive shift in consciousness, which means that we have to start to be and feel all the energies within us, all the energies around us. Do you know how many energies are on this planet? You think you're going to be able to just flatline it out? Eventually we learn how to do that. Eventually we learn how to stand in the fire and not get burned. Eventually you learn how to stand in the storm, right? And not get blown over. But the only way you do that is that you start standing in the fire. You start letting yourself get burned. And the fastest way to do that is to remember why you're on the planet. That you're going to look around and you're going to feel alone. You're going to look around and you're going to be doing things very different than everybody else. You're going to be feeling like an outcast. People are going to call you crazy. They're going to think that you're this. Yes, correct. That is correct. Yes, keep going. You're on the front lines. Of course they are. Maybe they're going to ridicule you. Maybe they're going to call you crazy. Maybe they're going to call you a conspiracy theorist. Maybe they're going to call you a Looney Tunes. Maybe they're going to say you're bipolar and need to get on medicine. I don't give a shit what they're saying. That is correct. I am on the front lines. I am going first. Eventually you will realize what I'm doing. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep doing me. Keep doing you. Keep showing up. Keep going inward. Keep feeling everything. There's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing you need to change. There is nothing you need to fix. What you need to do is to feel. That is it. Be the observer and feel it all. You came onto this planet to feel everything so that you can go first and turn around and remind humanity that they are safe to feel everything, that they are free, that they are empowered, that they are sovereign, and that the way that we have been programmed to live on this planet is not our natural state of being. That is why you are here. That is what you are doing. Stop beating yourself up. What you are in right now is the practice of what you came here to do and to be. Everything that is showing up is your practice to be on the front lines, to help humanity, everything. It's not about the details. What your age is, what you're doing for a living, where you live, none of that matters. How are you being? And how are you showing up in your life? I love you. I got to go to yoga. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with the rest of humanity. You came here to be on the front lines. You came here to go first. So you're going to feel different. Keep going. I love you. Mwah.